Okay guys, so we are back. We are back with a tutorial this time. I told you guys that it was coming. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just mix together. I want to do a white set today. You saw the thumbnail there. And I'm just going to take some of this white powder and put it in this little jar. And guys, I'm kind of upset because I didn't realize what my inventory was. So had I known I didn't have that much clear, I would have used a little less white because I was going for that milky kind of translucent white, but this still just toned down the white. So that's white powder, and then this is the Young Nails Clear Speed Nail Powder, and I'm just mixing some of that in there. That's what you're going to see right now. And I really could have just poured the whole thing in there because I just didn't realize how much. I thought I had more clear powder and I didn't. So I'm just shaking that up really good. You can blend your own powders. Go ahead and play around with it. It's okay. It won't explode. It will not explode, I promise you. So I'm just shaking that up. I'm going to go ahead and clip her nails down. I didn't want this video to be too long, so I've cut out a lot of things that I think that you guys pretty much get the gist of. So I'm just cutting, shaping, you know, really quick. I fast forwarded on some of these parts right here. And, you know, you're only going to probably see one hand on a lot of the things that I do. And I'm just roughing up the edges there to receive the tips. You know, and it's not too hard. It may look like it's hard, but I'm actually very light-handed. And now I'm going to go ahead and just add the tips on. I know we all know how to do tips. It depends on the glue. Sometimes glues are bad. They're just iffy sometimes. But this is a pretty decent glue. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the tips on. I put them pretty close to the edge. And I try to put enough glue on, but I try to rock it up. You know, and I don't worry about it sticking to the sides of the skin or anything, because as you move along, a lot of this stuff takes care of itself. And that's where a lot of nail techs lose time, because they spend too much time on things that are work themselves out as you're working. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these tips on. So let's watch. And of course, I'm not going to show you putting on all the tips. That's like unnecessary. So we'll just watch one more here. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my God. I hate when that happens. I really do. It's like so random when that happens too. So random. So I'm just going to clean up. I always use my little cuticle drill bit here just to clean up. It's a quick way to do a quick, you know, once over manicure, and it really makes a difference in the lifting, you know, making sure that there's no underlying cuticle which emits oil onto the acrylic. And now I'm just drilling down, you know, really quick. Again, a lot of nail techs say you cannot use a drill on the natural nail. I don't know where they get that from. That is a fine bit, and it doesn't even matter. I use fine and medium bits. If you have the right pressure, it's okay to open up the nail. It's just the difference of using a hand file versus a, you know, machine. And if you know what you're doing and you're not applying too much pressure, you don't do damage at all. So I don't know why nail techs say that. They go crazy. Like, you cannot put a drill. Yes, you can if you know what you're doing. You know, just don't go too hard. Just be aware of what you're doing when you put in that drill, you know. You have to have control of your whatever you're using, your tool, be it, you know, a machine or if it's the actual drill. And so right here, you guys can see I was just kind of, what was I doing there? I had already went ahead and shaped them. As you can see, it's a coffin shape. I was just kind of cleaning them up. And guys, I'm sorry to yarn, but I've been up all night working on this video. Literally, it's like daylight. I've been up all night long trying to get this out to you guys. It's a lot of work doing demos. Kudos to people who do like makeup demos and all that. It's a lot of work. You guys don't know what happens behind the scene, and I'm still not done. And then it's going to take hours to even get this uploaded. So yeah, I'm just roughing up the nail there. You know, I think I'm doing her other hand right there, getting them ready. I cut out as much as I could. I really did. So where are we now? I tried to cut out a lot. Okay, so we're laying this acrylic. Now this again is not as translucent as I wanted it, but it's still pretty white for the winter because it's a soft white. So I didn't have enough to make it translucent like I wanted, but it's still a soft enough white. And because I'm here in Chicago, we are in the middle of a winter storm. And so I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when the temperature changes in your house, your acrylic will act up. It's not the powder, it's the liquid. And so my liquid was setting super slow. I usually don't have problems laying acrylic. I can boom, boom. But with this being white, white can be kind of tricky and pasty. And then my liquid being, I guess, a little colder than normal, it was just running. It was just running. You know, and I've been laying acrylic for so long, I don't usually have these problems. And I say, you know what? It's because the temperature has dropped. It's like below zero out here right now. So it definitely will show up in your acrylic and vice versa. In the summer, it will set super fast, and it will take you about a few days to get used to that new setting speed. Whatever it is, if it's slower or if it's faster, it takes a minute. I don't usually have these type of problems, but you know, I'd rather spend the time and make the acrylic as perfect as possible because that's less drilling, which saves you time on the back end. So it's okay. Just evening out this acrylic and making sure that it's setting. It was setting so slow. I was so annoyed, especially because I was recording. Hmm. Putting that second ball up there. It's all about pressure, you guys. It's pressure with filing and pressure with laying the acrylic too. I'm so sorry to keep yarning. I've been up all night doing this, you guys, so I hope you enjoy the video. And voila, we're finished. And so we're just gonna go ahead and file and get everything prepared here. And when I like to file, I try not to file too much on the side walls. When you see me with that file, I'm trying to go underneath, perfecting the shape, and I only come on top if I'm trying to narrow or pull or define the shape. But for most of my filing, I like to go underneath the nail, not too much on the sides or the top. Unless there's a very noticeable hump or something, then I will come on top of the nail. Um, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm not going to talk your ear off. Buffing. And you know what? I don't know what happened to that clip. I can't find it, but I did actually go in and I lightly hit around the cuticle area and maybe ran down the acrylic a little bit with my e-file. But again, I like to lay my acrylic where I don't have to go back and do a lot of drilling and everything afterwards. So I did hit the file first. And now we're going into the fun part. So this right here is a tacky gel. It's tacky, they call it, some people call it spider gel. And this is a quick way to do designs. This is something that's kind of new out on the market and it's very beginner friendly. And I just place that on there with a toothpick and I'm just flash curing it under the light because I don't want it to move, because even though it's very thick, if you let it sit and try to do the whole hand, it will spread and then you won't have those thin lines or whatever you were trying to do. So it's best you can work back and forth between your left and right hand and just keep designing and throwing the gel on there and just cure that finger, then go on the other hand, cure that finger, da da da. But for this demo I only did one hand. Her other hand is actually already done, so I was just doing one hand and flash curing, just so it stays in place. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish all the fingers so you can just get some ideas on how to move the gel. There is no right or wrong way. You can leave it very minimalist or you can go more exaggerated, which I'm going to show on the other fingers. I'm just cleaning up with some alcohol. Actually, I keep a little pump bottle with alcohol and acetone mixed together because it's just for a little bit of everything. It's just my little cleanup bottle that I keep nearby. It doesn't hurt anything to mix acetone and alcohol together. It really doesn't. It's more alcohol than anything. Do, 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 do. Again, you all see I'm up late at night doing this. Again, I asked new nail techs, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? It's a lot of work being a nail tech, being in the beauty industry, period, if you really want to perfect your craft. So here we go, designing some more. And you guys, I tried to stay in frame. That's something I'm going to be working on. I'm still working on my setup because I know what the setup would be if it were just me, which I'm going to be recording on my own hand so I can get more done instead of waiting on a model. But it's a little bit harder when you have somebody else at the table and trying to get that perfect shape, because I can't just sit the camera right in front of me because there's a person sitting right in front of me. See, it's just easy. You're just slinking it on there. And I like to use a toothpick. And a little bit later on, I'm going to show you where I got this from. I'm always on the hunt, and this is one of the little cool websites that I shop on. I'll show you later in this video. Be sure that you're subscribing, and don't forget to press that little bell. It'll tell you, it'll pop up on your phone whenever I upload something new. You'll know right away, like within under 60 seconds. Now, I have a lot of stuff around here. I think I'm going to do a giveaway soon. We'll see. This nail I wanted to just do, I was just showing the different directions. This is not necessarily my best choice to me, but I went ahead and did this just to show that you don't have to do those swirly lines. You can go back and forth, make it whatever you want. You could even, take this gel and swirl it around in circles. It'll land in circles, whatever tickles your boat, whatever that may be. And I'm going to follow up on this with some stones just to show if you really want to amp it up, whatever design you can do, you can amp it up with some stones. So very simple. See? And this design takes all of 5 minutes to do, on someone. So it's very beginner friendly. I have so many nail techs that say, I don't know how to do designs, or I'm still practicing, or I don't know what to do. This is something that you could just start out with and throw on somebody real quick. They will be impressed. They will be impressed. So, I had her go in and, cure for real, but, again, I was just flash curing. Again, just flash curing. You can always do that if you're trying to hold a certain design in place. Just throw it, pop it in, I call it the microwave. Nuke it for a few seconds, 5, 6, 7 seconds, so it doesn't move. Just don't forget that you got to go back and cure it properly before you top coat it. But yeah. You all might hear me vaping. I've been up all night. I deserve to vape. Shoot. Okay, so that's done. And this is much faster than it's going on the camera. It's like super fast. I'm going to go ahead and pop some stones on here. And I'm just doing this just to show you how you can, add a little pizzazz to it if you want to really amp it up. And these are some stones I got off that website I was telling you guys about. These are really, really blingy. I don't know if it's going to show up in the video, but I was very impressed with these stones. And they're not Swarovski, but you can't tell the difference. And I'm very impressed with them. Very, very, very impressed. You get a lot of stones for the price, so yeah. I'll put the information up right about here somewhere. They got a lot of cool stuff, and I used to shop on this site for makeup things, but now they're doing nails and a little bit of everything, so I'm always checking. See, I just put, people are gonna say, what is that you just put on there? I put some hard gel on there, and then I always top coat my hard gel because you can go back over your stones after you do that, but then you're gonna take away some of that original shine. So I personally keep a top coat that's just for this purpose of putting on gel, because I don't want that hard gel in with my regular gel because it's a different consistency. But I do that, and then I put my stones on, and I don't have to touch it anymore once it cures, because it will be done. It will be done completely. It will be anchored in, and it will have the shine underneath, and they don't move. And I love this thing right here. This is a rhinestone picker upper, and it has wax on one end, and there's the website, and the other end has metal, and I'm going to show you guys exactly where I got this from. I love this thing. Even if sometimes the wax part will pop off, but you just put some nail glue and it stays on. Like, I'm heavy duty with mine. I do nails like 7 days a week, so. But I love that thing, and it's cheap, and it works forever. And if you need to make it back pointy, you just simply take your finger and you just mold it back out pointy. It lasts forever, you know, and it's a decent price, so I like it. And again, I said the stones, both of them, I got them from here, and I was very satisfied with my purchase. And I'm not even mad about the wax part coming off sometimes, because it's wax against metal, so that's to be expected. So you just pop some nail glue if that ever happens and stick it back on. I only had that happen one time, and it hasn't come off since. But that's wax, and it will last forever. And it picks up the stone each and every time. Like, I had the wax pencil, but the pencil thing, it's like, the wax is very hard. This wax picks up the stone immediately. So I like this stick. It makes me move really fast. I'm all about speed. I try to do a set as quick as possible. And I'm just popping some stones on here just to show you all, you know, whatever. And there you have it. Voila. And like I said, I had already did her other hand, so I'm just showing you all the finished product. What should I call this? Milk and cookies? I don't know. Haven't thought of it yet. Maybe I'll call it Godiva white chocolate nails, or white chocolate. I don't know yet, guys. You'll find out. By the time you see it, it'll have a title, right? So there you have it. Like I said before, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little bell up there. And also check out one of these other two videos. I have way more coming. I have a whole list. So get yourself ready. Till the next video. Bye.